All right, renting tables and chairs on Facebook Marketplace can be a great way to make a few extra $100 a week from home. And I get a ton of questions about that for my party rental business. So let's jump into that today. Hi, I'm Emily. I get paid to party. I run a handful of party service businesses out of my house. Show you guys the behind the scenes of how you can make hundreds to thousands of dollars a week from home. So follow along if you're interested. Okay, so tables and chairs is one that I always suggest those rental items to people starting out when they want to know like what they should start with, because there's a handful of basic party rental items that are always popular because people are always going to need them. And tables and chairs is one of them. People aren't going to buy a bunch of extra tables and chairs to store them for like the one time a year they're going to have people over. So people are always renting these out. That's why party rental companies always have them. Okay, so I get a lot of questions about which ones specifically I use, how much I charge, that sort of thing. So I'm going to give you some details today and why. First of all, when you are renting on Facebook Marketplace, for the majority of the time, those are not high-end clientele. So I do not have super nice tables or chairs because they're not really looking for like wedding caliber high-end stuff. This is more of the affordable crowd. They want stuff for more like backyard parties and things like that. They want them at a more affordable rate. So I don't currently carry like very high-end stuff because the people that I advertise to are not buying that. Okay, so tables, I have two options for 8-foot tables, but the ones that rent out all the time are these plastic ones. Let me show you. Okay, they're the plastic 8-foot tables with the handle that fold in half. These rent out a lot. They're very popular. They're very easy. These are great for me because they fit in the back of my SUV. Now, the majority of my customers come and pick them up from us themselves because they're wanting to save money on the delivery fee, but I can fit a bunch of these and chairs in my SUV to deliver them if I need to. I do have like wooden 8-foot long tables that don't fold, that are nicer, higher quality. The only reason I got those is because I had a friend that the place they worked was going out of business, and they had brand new, nice, like heavy wood 8-foot tables that they were selling for dirt cheap, like $25 a table. So I bought a handful of those, but they never run out. People always want these because, like I said, it's more like backyard parties and that sort of thing, and not people looking for a nicer, more expensive option. I rent these out for $10 a piece for the weekend. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that. Let's move on to the chairs. Okay, so for chairs, I do the plastic rental ones, the plastic folding chairs like this. Now, again, I do have metal with the padded seat and the padded back. I have those chairs as well, another similar situation where I got a really good deal on those, but they don't run out as much. Those are like $2.50 a chair, and these I charge $1.50 a chair for just the plastic fold-up ones. This is what people are interested in the most. These are great because they are light, and you see these grooves here. They stack in on top of each other, so a stack of 10 of these is like that thick. It's so you can fit a bunch of these in your car to deliver. I do not offer white, which may be controversial. I know a lot of people have black and white. The white gets dirty so much easier. It shows all the scuffs and dings. I didn't want to deal with that. I only offer black. I did see some other party rental companies that offer the white, but they offer them at an elevated rate because you have to clean them more. And so what they said they found is that nobody ever rents the white because they were looking for a cheaper deal. So they're gonna rent the black because they're more affordable. So I suppose you could list them just to look like you have them, I guess, if you wanted to, but then you have to be prepared to rent them out if somebody wants the white. But I haven't ever had anybody complain. Like I said, most Facebook customers just want the cheap and affordable, and they don't care. I haven't had anyone complain about plastic tables or plastic chairs. That seems to be what they're coming for because they're the cheaper, affordable stuff. I got these off of Amazon. I got the tables from Walmart.com, and tables and chairs, I've talked about this a ton. They are an easy way to just make money because they're popular. People are always going to need them for events. The Facebook Marketplace area is pretty saturated in tables and chairs. Mine are priced at what is competitive here. So I'm not lower than others. I'm not higher. Everyone's kind of the same, about the $10 range for the table and $1.50 range for the chair. Mine are full weekend rentals. The only thing to be aware of with self-pickup is that if people are come and they're gonna fling them in the back of trucks and SUVs and all that, I'd rather have them in the back of an SUV because it's protected. Some rental companies will have rules that if you're picking up items, they have to be in an enclosed vehicle, so you can't just throw them in a truck bed. You have to have like a trailer or an SUV you're putting them in. That does help protect the property a little bit more and keep it from getting as damaged. So if you are concerned about tables getting scuffed and dented a bunch, you can implement that rule of either you're picking them up in a covered vehicle or they do require delivery. That's all up to you and how you run your business. But tables and chairs can be a great way to make $200, $300, $400, $500 over the weekend just renting out items. I would always suggest starting smaller and not going out and buying hundreds of something, but a smaller quantity until you see that you're going to be able to rent them in your area. All right, ask me any questions you've got.